Good evening from the Rike Center here in Westerville, Ohio. I'm Hayden Heilshorn here with my first-time partner, Carly Durko, and we are so proud to be bringing you this matchup between the Otterbein Cardinals and the Capital Crusaders. Carly, I know I'm excited for this one. Are you excited?
I'm really excited.
It's the first matchup between the two schools on what is going to be a fun rivalry weekend, talking about the football team playing tomorrow and the soccer team playing tomorrow night, but here we are on this Friday night starting this one off. Are you excited?
I am.
Okay, so you played for this team for 2 years.
Correct.
And we'll talk a lot about the transfer, Hadley Sterrett, as the night goes on. As we know, she's a big transfer and a big weapon for this Cardinal squad. But from the girls that you played with last year, who's the real player to look out for, aside from Sterrett?
I would have to say Morgan Lowenkamp, just coming in at middle. She's been doing a great job like all 4 years, and I'm excited to see her play her senior year out.
And we talked about before the broadcast the setter, Andrea Miller, who actually leads the country in assists per set.
I know, it's
just
amazing.
Over 11. That's pretty exciting. And you said before, a lot of that is because they do have a little bit more talent on this team in the Wright State transfer, Hadley Sterrett, who played her freshman, sophomore year down there, and now she's back here. And quite a fun story at how she got here. I know Coach Wright is really excited to have picked her up after recruiting her freshman sister, Hillary Sterrett, who's on the team, and a really fun story with what she's been through and how she ended up becoming a Cardinal. But the starters for tonight, Hadley Sterrett as the outside hitter, Andrea Miller as the setter, Alana King-Mendenhall as the middle back, Brett Bay, middle hitter, and Olivia Harris, outside hitter, and Morgan Lowenkamp at middle hitter. So pretty fun starting lineup. And then you expect Ashlyn Leon to come in as the libero.
Correct. Good job.
This is my first volleyball broadcast, and I've been to a couple of these volleyball matches in my time being a student here, but I'm really excited to be calling this one, and I know you're excited too. You've been to a couple, though, this year when you've gotten to see the Cardinals. You actually saw the one earlier when Otterbein faced Capital, didn't you?
Yeah, so my first game sitting on the sidelines, I saw Otterbein take on Capital, and they played an amazing match in just under 59 minutes, beating them in 3 games. So I'm excited to see what this start of rivalry weekend will bring.
Otterbein won 16 games last year. They've won 15 already here in 2017. They're 15-1, already with a victory in the OAC coming on Tuesday night down at Muskingum.
Oh, yeah, that game was really big. Muskingum's kind of like one of those teams where, like, if you don't watch out for them, they will come up from behind. And I knew that was a big win to open with a good OAC win.
Muskingum took Otterbein to 5 sets in that match down in New Concord, Ohio on a Tuesday night. The Crusaders coming into this one, their first OAC match. They're 8-9 to start the year, so kind of a middle-of-the-road team coming here to the Rike Center. Otterbein, of course, 15-1. Coach Monica Wright got her 200th victory as the head coach here at Otterbein on Tuesday night, so would really like to string back-to-back wins here, back-to-back OAC wins with a win against rival Capital. And there's the first serve from the Cardinals. And an attempt at a dig there. Olivia Harris was on the ground. Couldn't prevent that one from going Capital's way. They lead 1-0 here in the first set. Capital now with the serve. Played off, set up. Alana King-Mendenhall off the set up there. Tried to get the kill, but a good defense and good block there by Capital. Capital with the 2-0 lead. Service again from Capital. Setting up there. Quickly, and that one's down and good. Hadley Sterrett, who leads the team with 166 kills and gets her 167th here in 2017 for the Cardinals. Service from?
Nice flow. Just off the block.
That one goes off the block, and Capital takes a 3-1 lead and gets service back. Jessica Gavlek to serve for the Crusaders. They lead 3-1 here in the opening set. Played off there by Leon. Capital the other direction. That one just gets over the net. Starrett puts it over. Capital the other way. Played up from Miller. And there's a point there for Otterbein. So Otterbein looking to show some good communication, some good rhythm here. Not getting too down and out about the early Capital lead. Here's the service from Ashlyn Leon.
Yeah, with Capital's libero playing left back, they're going to see a lot of shots going to those deep corners.
That was a nice dig there by Leon from Otterbein on the previous play, but this one goes Capital's way. They take a 4-2 lead here in the opening set. So Capital coming in with a little momentum here early on in this one. You mentioned Otterbein won the first matchup between the two teams, 3-0. And now here's the serve from Alexa Jeffers from Capital. Otterbein back the other way. Point goes towards Otterbein. So a nice play there from the Cardinals coming into the game. Hillary Starrett, the freshman from Huron High School, coming in. She's going to take this serve. Played poorly there
nice
by
ace.
Parkhurst. And then you mentioned Starrett gets an ace there, so Starrett with her second serve. This set tied at 4. That one doesn't get over the net. Point goes back to Capital, and they'll serve. So as a former player early on, did you expect this one to be a little close here in the opening set, or do you really not worry too much about the opening few serves?
I mean, with Capital, it's always going to be, like, tensions are high, and so, like, both teams usually come out running. But, I mean, the first game is really, like, kind of like a warm-up almost. Like, they do warm up for, like, 50 minutes before, but that first set really is, like, how you set, like, the tone for the game.
Leon and Starrett going for the dig there. Neither of them got to it, so that point goes again to Capital. Jalen Rios serving from Capital. Otterbein back the other way. Rios with a dig, but nothing doing there. That one goes Otterbein's way. So both teams exchanging kills early on in this one. And it's pretty tight here in the opening set, 6-5. There's the serve. That one doesn't get over. That serve was from Olivia Harris, the junior from Athens High School. So service goes back to its Capital. Casey Parkhurst serving for the Crusaders. Miller gets a set to Starrett, and that one's down and in. And we expect to see a lot of that tonight between Miller and Starrett. 7-6, Otterbein trails Capital in the opening set. Nice block there. Starrett and Mendenhall both in on the block. And we're tied here in the first set. Capital setting up an attack there. Here comes Starrett. Nice block there by Capital's Jessica Gavlak to prevent the kill from Hadley Starrett. And now the point went towards Otterbein's way, so it's 8-7 here, the Cardinals lead. Set up there. Capital back on the attack. Otterbein now with the response. Miller with the quick hit there. Nice reaction. Looked like she was going to set up her teammate, but ended up just getting the kill herself.
Andrea loves those tips. Those back corners are her favorite spot. Got a double on Capital setter.
Double hit goes Otterbein's way. Otterbein getting their biggest lead here in the first set, 10-7, still early.
This is where Otterbein likes to pull away. In the beginning of the game, they'll get those few runs and really start to pull away.
Miller to Sterrett again. Nice defense there. Mendenhall jumped up, tried to get the block. Capital back the other way. Miller sets it up for King Mendenhall. Looks like just a miscommunication or just not good chemistry there. Miller tried to set it up to Alana King Mendenhall, but ended up looked like it was just a little off, not perfect timing there.
Yeah, that's one of those miscommunications.
So here's a service from Capital. Set up there for Sterrett, excuse me, and she kills it. Or that one is marked out of bounds. Remember, the ball just has to touch the line, and the official down there said that that ball did not stay inside of play. Here's Otterbein now. They take the lead 10-9. That's a point back for the Cardinals. And coming into the game for Otterbein, Brett Bay. Service from Miller. Played up from Rios. Play there just a little too high from Osborne of Capital. Otterbein winning 12-9 here in this first set. Service from Miller again. Coming in for the kill. Otterbein deflects. Back the other way. Sterrett with another kill there.
Capital's really leaving that middle back open. And Hadley's finding it every time.
And you just don't want to give up that kind of space for Hadley Stewart.
Exactly.
They'll get those kills all day. Here's Otterbein with the lead. Nice play there. Went out of bounds and went Capital's way. That play was from Brett Bay, who just came into the game for the Cardinals. 13-10 in the first set. Played up from Leon. Set up Miller to King Mendenhall. That one went off a Crusader and goes Otterbein's way, so they lead again 14-10 here in the first set. Service coming from Hadley Sterrett. Played off from Rios. Nice block there by King Mendenhall. Another nice block. And Otterbein with the point. Brett Bay jumped up, and a couple good blocks from Otterbein there. That's one thing you like to see as a fan and as a coach. We mentioned Coach Monica Wright getting her 200th victory here at Otterbein. What an accomplishment, and what a nice career she's put together for herself here in Westerville. Otterbein is 15-1 to start this season. They've been the talk around campus, as well as other Otterbein sports that have done well so far in the fall. Otterbein really hasn't played a lot of close matches. In fact, only three matches in 2017 went to a fifth set. So Otterbein has a tendency so far in 2017 to get out of games really early. And right now they lead the opening set here 15-10. And Carly, what do you like from the Cardinals so far?
I'm really liking Alana. She started last year as our middle block, and I just think she's grown so much as a player, especially like seeing her and playing with her as a freshman and to where she is now. It's just really cool to see.
Yeah, she really does have a huge role up there at the front of the net.
She's really taken on a leadership role, which is cool to see from her.
And experience has a lot to say about that. She started 21 of 26 matches last year for Otterbein. Back the other way again are the Cardinals. They get another point here out of the break. 16-10 is the score. Otterbein's largest lead. Capital the other way. Soft push. Sterrett with the kill there. That one went out of bounds. Capital gets a point back. And you wonder, Hadley Sterrett's just got that strong kill. She put a little bit too much out there. And maybe because she was on the back side of the court. Here's Otterbein setting up Miller. That one was just a little too high from Emily Shuck, the freshman from Tip City, Ohio. And serving for Capital, Jessica Gavlik. Played off there. Miller gives it to Stewart again. Excuse me, that's Brett Bay and Otterbein getting a point back here. They lead 17-12.
Got Morgan back in the front row as middle block.
Here's the serve from Leon. That one goes out of bounds.
Just out.
It was close. Smart play there from Capital to let that one go out. And 17-13 is the score in the first set. Service from the Crusaders. Ball set up. Miller. Set up again. Back the other way from Capital. Miller sets it up.
An awful block. Oh, and they're going to call Morgan in the net.
So getting a little too close and up front for the net. Morgan Lowenkamp, the senior on this team, has a veteran experience for this Cardinal squad. That one's out of bounds. And Capital has started to put together a couple scores here. They trail 17-15 here in the opening set. And they have service. Miller sets it up for Lowenkamp. That one.
Finding that back corner.
Again, Capital leaving a lot of space open back there. Otterbein regains a lead here, 18-15. Here's service from Otterbein. Rios tried to dig that one out. Capital the other way. Played off from Leon. Miller. Off Emily Shook. Here's Capital playing defense. Up for Shook, who just taps it. Nice block there by the Cardinals. Shook and Lowenkamp both in on that one. That one goes up and out. And Otterbein with the point, 19-15. And Carly, everyone's doing a really good job on that front line for the Cardinals. Getting those blocks and not letting Capital string together a couple kills. They look like the more solid team so far. Again, it is early, just the first set. But Capital lost this one against the Cardinals, 3 sets, and that game, as noted, just was right under an hour. Didn't last very long. And we know this Capital squad would certainly like to get one back here, their first matchup of conference play. But so far, Otterbein does seem like they're the better team, not making a ton of mistakes, but Capital just leaving a lot of room in the back part of the court for Otterbein to get those kills.
Yeah, so they're having their libero play left back, and they're leaving those 2 right and left back corners open, and their middle is playing just a little short. So I think that's one thing that I think their coach should watch out for.
In the top 5 in kills per set, Morgan Lowenkamp from Otterbein is 3rd in the conference at 3.64. Hadley Starrett right behind her at 3.61. And Morgan Lowenkamp, that senior leader on the team, is 4th in the conference in kills overall at 211. And digs per set, Otterbein's just all over the board. Ashlyn Leon in 5th in the conference, averaging 4.8. And we've seen her. You said she's a really scrappy player. Will go for those digs to keep the score alive for Otterbein. Here, 19-15, back the other way. Cardinals, nice play there from Lowenkamp.
Beautiful,
and she gets
kill
another
from
one.
Morgan.
Otterbein winning 20-15 in the opening set. Serve coming here from Starrett. Back the other way for Capital. This one is ruled Otterbein's favor, so they get their largest lead of the set, 21-15. Serve again coming from Hillary Starrett. Capital played it off. That one's in the stands. 22-15, Cardinals lead. And they're looking like they're just a few serves away from taking this first set.
Taking the first set is really crucial in a game like this. It really sets the tone.
Starrett again. Rios from Capital played that one. That one attempted. Nice block there from Lowenkamp. Miller sets it up for Starrett. Capital the other way. Nice block there by the Cardinals. Hillary Starrett played that one. That one doesn't get over. So Otterbein uses their 3 passes there in an attempt to prevent that ball from hitting the ground. But it was a nice effort there from Hillary Starrett. That one didn't get over. Now Jalen Rios from Capital serving. Nice setup there for Lowenkamp, but even a better block from Osborne of Capital. And they get a couple points in a row to keep this set alive here. Rios again with the serve. Played up from Leon to Miller to Shuck. That one didn't get through. Rios is playing it up for Osborne. That one finds its way out of bounds, and Cardinals get another score there. They're just 2 serves away from taking this opening set. And you can tell Capital's bench coming in making a lot of noise. They really want to keep this momentum. They don't want to lose this first set here on the road. There's Osborne with the play. Leon prevented that one from falling, but Hadley Starrett was marching back there to get it, but she didn't get to it in time, and Capital gets another point there. Now service coming from Casey Parkhurst, the senior from Margaretta High School here in Ohio. And
some confusion on the court.
Parkhurst going to have a conversation with the official on the far side. Goes and says a word to her coach. And this Otterbein team has been very fun to watch this year. They've drawn some decent crowds here at the Rike Center. A lot of students coming out showing their support for the team. Here's Capital with the serve. Miller sets it up there. That one just a little too high for Hadley Stewart. And Capital hanging on here in this opening set. They still trail 23-19. Miller sets it up for Lowenkamp, and an attempted block there from Capital didn't fall. Otterbein just 1 serve away from taking this opening set. And Morgan Lowenkamp, the senior from Hudson, Ohio, serves for the Cardinals. Played up there and well out of bounds, so Otterbein takes the first set. And this one is not really looking a whole lot different here through the opening set. Again, it is still the first set, but you just mentioned how important it really is to win early on here. So teams will switch sides, but what is one thing you know from this Capital squad? What's one thing they need to do to keep this one interesting and get a win here in the second set?
I just think they need to find our open spots. Right now we're leaving those back corners a little open and the middle of the court.
Hadley Starrett and Morgan Lowenkamp both led the team on the offensive front for the Cardinals in that opening set. Hadley Starrett had 5 kills and Morgan Lowenkamp had 4. So a nice job there by the Cardinals. Andrea Miller, who averages 11 assists per set, got 12 there. So she's right on par with what she's been doing all season, and that's leading the nation in assists. And Otterbein looked like the more dominant and more cohesive unit on that opening round here.
Capital really needs to work on their communication this set. But playing with a lot of freshmen, it's totally common.
Capital getting a lot of their points on what looked like were Otterbein mistakes there, Carly, and that's one thing that Otterbein needs to avoid, especially once they get into conference play, because the OAC is not a pushover conference. Of course, Baldwin-Wallace still undefeated, and Mount Union and Ohio Northern both really tough teams. And Otterbein kind of that dark horse coming into 2017. But we've called her name already a lot tonight. Hadley Stewart, that transfer from Wright State, coming in and making a huge impact for the Cardinals. Already in the top 5 in kills per set. And Otterbein Otterbein's volleyball team creating a lot of buzz here on campus with what they've been doing. And they come into this one with a lot of confidence, already beating Capital here in 2017. That one was right here at the Rike Center on September 1st, a Friday night, much like this one, where Otterbein dominated the Otterbein Fall Classic, winning all 4 matches. And of course, that one coming against Capital. The Cardinals are 1-0 already in the OAC, getting a win against Muskingum on Tuesday night. And then they'll play again. They'll play Denison tomorrow, or excuse me, on Sunday up in Granville, and then they get right back into OAC play Wednesday of next week. They travel up to Ohio Northern.
That should be a good match.
Ohio Northern not having a bad year themselves, only losing 3 matches. If the Capital Crusaders want to start, if the Crusaders want to start out their OAC record 1-0, they're going to need some big plays here, and they're going to need to look better on their offensive side. And a lot of that relies on Parkhurst, who also is in the top 5 in the conference in kills. Here's a service from Capital. Miller setting it up for Stewart, who just taps it. Nice play there from Osborne. Bumped up and tried to block it, but it was a block and a touch, and second touch couldn't get over the net. And that is legal, right, if you block it and then touch it again, but you have to block it. You can't hit it twice.
Correct. You can block. Your block counts as 1 touch, and then you are allowed another.
Starrett with a hard kill there. Rios tried to play it, but just too much power behind that one. An early 1-1 score here in the second set. Hadley Stewart, the junior, will serve for the Cardinals. That one doesn't get over the net. Tough break there for Otterbein. Nice break if you're the Crusaders. Osborne from Pickerington Central will serve for Capital. Starrett plays it to Miller. And that one up and over. Nice kill there from Brett Bay, the senior from Versailles. And Ashlyn Leon will serve back again for the Cardinals. 2-2 here in the second set. Capital trying to play it back. Nice dig there from Starrett, set up by Miller. And that one doesn't get over. Nice block there from Capital. Otterbein trying to maintain tempo. Their bench is now down here on the north side of the Rike Center where the students usually sit. Here's Miller setting it up for Lowenkamp. That one finds its way through. Nice play there from Miller to Lowenkamp. Miller already with a couple assists here in this set. Hillary Starrett serving, the freshman. Crusaders playing it back. Hadley Starrett tried to keep that one from going out and keep that one alive, not before that one was killed. And Capital with a 4-3 lead here in the second set.
They're finding those deep corners and that short middle.
Set from Miller, played back the other way. Parkhurst serves it from Capital, and then little punch out there from Lowenkamp. Capital ends up chasing it. That one goes on the far wall, and a point goes back towards Otterbein. So Otterbein really looking like the more calm and collected team here.
We're going to look to pull away now from Olivia Harris.
Played up there from Capital. Poked up and over from Lowenkamp. Coming back from Parkhurst. Leon played it on. Here's back the other way, and Olivia Harris gets a kill, the junior from Athens. And you mentioned Otterbein. This is right about the time in the set where they start to pull away. They did that last set. Here's Harris with the serve for the Cardinals.
Nice tip. Oh, up by Andrea.
Harris put it back over there. Parkhurst with the hard. Starrett with another hard one. That one comes, nice block there from Capital. And on the front line there, Jessica Gavlik was on the play to give Capital and award them a point, 5-5. Jalen Rios with the serve for the Crusaders. Played up from Harris to Miller to Starrett. That one's just out of bounds. Was her foot on the line there?
That she actually hit the antenna, so the ball isn't allowed to hit the antenna. That's considered out.
Serve from Rios. Miller sets it up for Lowenkamp. That one finds the back corner, and Otterbein with another point here. Miller with another assist, and Lowenkamp with another kill.
Morgan with the slide hit. I'm just going to go into the net with her serve.
That one doesn't get over. She looks towards the bench and can laugh at herself on that one. Ashlyn Leon checks back into the game. She's that libero that, as you said, is really scrappy, goes for a lot of digs. Harris with a nice hit. Rios with an even better save. Here's the Cardinals back the other way. Hillary Starrett was diving in to try to prevent the Crusaders score, but didn't get there in time. And Capital gets another point here.
Otterbein's really got to watch out for what we used to call the black hole. So just that short tip in the middle of the court.
Hadley Starrett shows off her blocking ability there to prevent the Capital kill. Gets another point back Otterbein's way. And Andrea Miller, the setter, will serve for the Cardinals. Played up from Rios.
Just off the block. Oh, and a tip. And there's a live.
So nice play there by Olivia Harris to keep that one alive.
That's that scrappiness I'm talking about.
And that's really what Otterbein needs, right? Especially in a conference like the OAC where there's just so many good teams near the top. Here's Capital the other way. Set up there, nice block there. King, Mendenhall, and Starrett were in on the block. Played up from Leon. Miller gives it off. And a nice point there from Brett Bay, the senior from Versailles. And the Cardinals back with the lead here in the second set. Capitals hung with them here early on. That one's not getting over. Serve coming from Andrea Miller. Better passer than she is a server.
That's one of the things that Otterbein just seems to be a problem every year is our serves. I don't know what it is, if it's the water we're drinking, but it's just these serves, they need to get over the net. Recovery by Starrett.
An attempted block there and a better save from Miller, but she just couldn't get underneath it enough to keep that one alive. So Capital gets a point back.
Yeah, just a little late.
They take the lead 10-9. Leon plays it up. Miller with a touch up for Starrett. That one, a nice hard kill coming there from Hadley Starrett. And that one right in the middle back part of the court where Capital hasn't really protected too heavily here.
You can tell that's really the set that she wants to see from Andrea because she'll find that spot every single time.
Capital back the other way, trying to get a point back. That one falls in, and the Crusaders get one back here and regain the lead here in the second set. Serve coming from Osborne of Capital. Played up from Leon. Miller to King Mendenhall, and that one falls in. Osborne couldn't get underneath it enough, but a nice kill there. And King Mendenhall checks out of the game. Emily Shuck checks in for the Cardinals. Serve from Leon. That one's played up from Capital. An attempted block. Miller tried to pick up the scrap. She couldn't get underneath it. And Capital with another point. So the Crusaders are kind of running with Otterbein here in the second set. Neck and neck here, 12-11. Service coming from the Crusaders. That one goes out of bounds, though. And Otterbein gets this one tied.
That number 16 from Capital is a freshman, Brianna Masters from Ashland. She's really been a key player.
Serve coming here from Hillary Starrett, the freshman.
Gonna try to go out and just over the net.
Miller sets it up for Emily Shook.
Nice
Miller
touch.
again.
A lot of one-arm scraps. And a quick push, and Andrea finds her spot in the middle of the court.
Andrea Miller is showing, she showed that move in the first set. She gets one here in the second where she just kind of touches it over right when it looks like she's about to set it up. Keeps Capital on their toes. Here's a serve here from Hillary Sterrett. Otterbein leads 13-12 in the second set. Miller sets it up.
Just off the block.
And that one couldn't be protected there by Sterrett, so Capital gets a kill and a point here, 13-13. Service coming from Jessica Gavlett, the freshman from Lutheran West High School. Or excuse me, Alexa Jeffers serving for Capital. Jeffers serve. Leon to Miller to Lowenkamp, good. Otterbein with another point.
Harris back in the game to serve for Shuck.
Olivia Harris to serve. Played up from Parkhurst, who tries to get the kill. Nice defense there again by Harris, and a put out from Morgan Lowenkamp. That's another on the night, and they take the lead again, 15-13.
Nice float from Harris. And just
Attempted
a short
there
block.
from Miller, who pushes it out. Hadley Sterrett tried to put it over, played off from Rios to Osborne, and the ref blew the whistle. Was that a lift there?
They're going to call that a double hit, so that setter just too many touches on the ball.
So another stoppage of play here. Capital takes a timeout, 16-13 here in the second set. Otterbein's really starting to take the lead. Capital's held their own up to this point, but you mentioned, you know, right when you get into the teens, that's when Otterbein kind of takes over.
They like to pull away right here.
Hadley Sterrett with 8 kills, 3 kills coming in this set. King Mendenhall showing what she can do. She's got 2 kills on the night. So Otterbein looking really good. They got a lot of weapons, including the Sterrett sisters, Hadley and Hillary. Hillary's the freshman. Hillary's the one that was actually looking at Otterbein, went on a visit, and Hadley came with her when she was at Wright State. So Hadley was a sophomore when she was at Wright State. Ended up going on a tour to Otterbein. It was her sister's tour. And then once Hillary committed, Hadley really didn't like what was happening down there at Wright State. Wasn't having a lot of success with the team. She realized the work ethic required at a Division I team was a little bit harder than she expected. Ended up coming to play here with her sister. And they've both gotten a lot of action here tonight for the Cardinals, and they've been a big part of this lead, winning the first set and now leading the second set, 16-13. Here's Capital on the return. Miller sets it up for Hadley Sterrett, and that one's good and down, and they get another point there.
It's so awesome to see these sisters play together.
And you can't, Carly, you can't help but smile every time Otterbein gets a point.
Oh, I can't. It's so exciting, and so I'm so happy to see them doing so well after 2 years of rebuilding. They're really making a statement this year, and I'm excited to see where this season takes them.
Another point there from Otterbein. They get their biggest lead. And Capital burning their second timeout here in their set, and they only get 2 timeouts. So already using both of them, and really timely one too, because they need to get some momentum back. They trail 18-13 in this set, and if you go down 2-0 against this Otterbein team, are you as good as gone?
I would assume so. Sometimes, maybe once in a while, get that team that pulls away and pulls 3 straight. But when you're making a statement like 2 sets back-to-back from Otterbein, it's hard to come back. It's hard to find the momentum.
Otterbein on a 2-game win streak. They suffered their first loss this season when they went up to Pittsburgh to play Carnegie Mellon.
Who's ranked 13th in the nation.
And
they held their own, 5-set game.
Yeah, it was a 5-set game. It was really close. Otterbein hasn't really played a lot of close matches. They've only played 3 that have gone 5 sets, including the one earlier this week against Muskingum. That one was neck and neck all the way through. The Muskies held their own. Here's the serve here from Olivia Harris. Played back from Rios of Capital. An attempt at a kill there was no good. It was coming just out in the corner, and Otterbein gets a break there. That one goes out of bounds. Harris with another serve for the Cardinals. They lead 19-13. Played up from Sterrett to Miller for Lowenkamp. That one's down. Otterbein with another point.
Finds that middle of the court.
And that timeout for Capital really hasn't helped. Otterbein getting the first 2 points here out of the break.
Yeah, and those timeouts you really hope to like diffuse the other team, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
And that one's going to go Otterbein's way. That was a double touch. So Capital's making some crucial mistakes. They keep digging themselves a hole here, especially after the timeout. That one, they get a break there and goes out of bounds. Capital gets a point back and the serve. But Otterbein just 4 serves away from taking this one here in the second set. Played up from Harris. Nice touch there from Sterrett. Capital back the other way, and an attempted block.
Nice cross hit.
Sterrett and Lowenkamp both went up for Otterbein, but it was a nice, as you mentioned, cross hit coming from Capital. Gives the Crusaders back a point. Miller sets it up for Sterrett. That one going out of bounds.
Nice shank off of Capital's libero.
And a point there for Otterbein. Miller and Sterrett the two of them, that's a good duo there.
It's just such a combo. They're just like a duo.
Another point there for Otterbein. They take the lead 23-15. And Morgan Lowenkamp will serve after not getting her last serve over the net. Gets a second chance here. King Mendenhall coming out and coming into the game. Alyssa Elsay coming in for the Cardinals. Here's the Crusaders the other way. That one falls in, so Capital gets back a point. But they got some ground to make up here in the second set. They trail 23-16. Nice crowd on hand here at the Rike Center. A lot of support from the students for this volleyball team here. Miller was chasing that one down. It was a pass from Olivia Harris. She couldn't get to it in time. It hits the net and goes Capital's way.
Nice pass.
Miller who just touches it up. Leone to Miller to Sterrett. Rios with a nice play. Nice dig to keep that one alive. Osborne who tries to push it over. Miller sets it up again. Nice block there by Capital. And finally, point is given to Capital because they double touch.
They're going to give Andrea that double touch. Doesn't happen often for Andrea, but every once in a while.
Parkhurst with the serve goes out of bounds. Not a mistake you want to make if you're Capital, especially trailing. They trailed 24-18, and as you mentioned, it is game point, so Otterbein's just one serve away from taking a 2-0 set lead here. Rios sets it up, touched over, and just found some empty space where there was no Cardinal there, and Capital gets back a point.
Yeah, you saw Alyssa Elsay just get caught on her heels.
So serve coming from Morgan Tripp.
That freshman setter for Capital.
Set up from Harris to Miller to Sterrett. That one went out of bounds.
So close.
It was really close. As we mentioned, it just has to touch the line. It doesn't have to get all the way in for those not familiar with volleyball rules. Just has to touch the line. As I learned at the top of this broadcast. Here's Miller setting it up. That one going out of bounds. Miller tried to set it up there for Brett Bay, but nothing doing. And Capital stringing together a little comeback here in the second set.
Otterbein will use one of their timeouts. This is really where Coach Monica really likes to get the team, kind of calm them, collect them, and try to diffuse that Capital team who's been going on a run.
They've been getting a little momentum here. Just when it looked like Otterbein was going to take the second set, they still got a 3-point lead here, but Capital has shown that they've played in a lot of tough matches. They've won 8 of 17. They're coming into this one just under 500. They lost that first one really badly in the Otterbein Fall Classic here in the Rike Center. 3-0. They'd like to get a win here. It's their opening night for OAC play for the Crusaders. Otterbein, of course, coming off a victory on Tuesday night down in New Concord. They kicked off their OAC play against Muskingum. And it was Coach Monica Wright's 200th victory. So she's had a good tenure here in Otterbein already. Serve coming from Capital. They need to keep scoring here, but they're not going to do it.
Kill.
Nice kill there.
From freshman Alyssa Elsey.
She gets the kill, and more importantly, Otterbein takes the second set, and they'll switch sides. Otterbein leads 2-0. And Otterbein looking like the more dominant, the more collected, and just overall the more cohesive and talented team so far. Hadley Starrett leading the way in kills for Otterbein still with 11. Morgan Lowenkamp coming right behind with 10. And Andrea Miller with 29 assists tonight.
It's crazy.
Just having a ridiculous night.
And Morgan and Hadley definitely have something to do with that. They really compliment Andrea because she has those hands and she gets the sets to where they need and they place it right where it needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an opposing team, you just really don't know who's going to be coming in for the kill. It could be Lowenkamp, it could be Hadley Starrett, but either way, both are just equally as dominant. And it's really frustrated this Capital team, and they had to expect coming into this one that it was going to be a tough win here. If they were to pull off a victory, Otterbein's played very well here at home, yet to lose here in the Rike Center in 2017. And they're on their way to getting another victory here against Capital and to kick off this rivalry weekend between the two schools. I mentioned Otterbein plays. The football team goes down to Bexley tomorrow. That game starts at 1:30. You can catch all the action there on 97.5 WOBN. I'll be calling play-by-play with my usual partner, Tommy Barfi. Otterbein trying to bounce back after losing at Ohio Northern that past Saturday. The football team getting their first loss on the year. They'd like to bounce back against rival Capital. Otterbein here, the volleyball team, won 2 games in a row after losing to Carnegie Mellon. And they'd like to start off and kick off another winning streak here after winning. They went on quite the run there, winning 13 games in a row before they finally lost to the 13th ranked team up in Pittsburgh.
That's crazy.
So they've had a really dominant year so far.
Really making a statement this year.
And there are a lot of tough teams in the OAC. We mentioned coming in tonight, Baldwin Wallace is 19-0. Baldwin Wallace has a good program over there.
Yeah, you'll really see a dominant team from Baldwin Wallace this year. Ohio Northern, reigning OAC champs, and Heidelberg are all forces to be reckoned with in the OAC each and every year. And Otterbein's always that middle of the lineup, trying to compete for that top spot.
Baldwin Wallace just kicked up their game. They lead 16-6 in the first set. But we're getting ready for our third and hopefully final set. If you're an Otterbein fan, you're listening and watching TNC Media. I'm Hayden Houshorn with first-time partner Carly Durko, former volleyball player here. You played the last 2 seasons with the Cardinals.
Correct.
Got a lot of time. And Capital starts off this set with the early point.
This is where Capital try to pull away, make a lead for themselves, because this third game is crucial for them. It's either win or go home.
That one falls through, and Capital gets another point.
Miscommunication between Harris and Starrett.
So here's the serve here from Osborne. Capital leads this one 2-0 here in the third and hopefully final set. Here's the serve from Miller. She had it up there for Starrett, but a nice block from Capital. Serve again for
just out.
First stare at that one doesn't get in.
Starrett's trying to find that line.
Here's Osborne again with the serve from Capital. That one just hits the middle of the net. And Otterbein with a nice break there. And Hadley Starrett will serve for the Cardinals. They trail this third set 3-1.
Float from Starrett. Out to Braun, senior.
Miller sets it up. That one falls down and in.
Nice short roll shot from Bay.
Miller gets another assist on the night. That's her 30th assist. She's just
handing them out.
Already averaging 10 assists per set, and we just started the third one here. Nice block there.
Beautiful block from Shuck and King Mendenhall.
You mentioned Alana Mendenhall really has that really dominating presence up there. She played a lot of games last year, started 21 of 26, and another block there from the two.
Yep, that was like her rookie campaign last year. And now she's ready to make a statement, be that leader the team needs up in the front.
She's only a junior here, so still got a senior season to go with the rest of this one. And Otterbein's looking to really do some big things here in 2017. Here's Leon who plays it over the net. Back the other way is Capital. Nice block there. King Mendenhall and Shuck both jumped up there to stop that one. I don't think that one was going to get over anyway. And Capital forfeits another point. Otterbein with a 5-3 lead here. Serve from Starrett, played up from Rios of Capital. Set up there.
Going out to number 16, freshman Masters.
Nice block there from Jessica Gavlak and Brianna Masters on the play to prevent the Otterbein score.
Nice short serve. And blocked by Shuck.
Emily Shuck and Alana King-Mendenhall both in on the play to block that one. And another timeout here from Capital, and they trail in this third set 7-3. And you wonder if Otterbein's just going to pull away here, if Capital's going to make a little effort here in this third set. But so far, Otterbein's best start to a set tonight. Capital ran with Otterbein in the first two sets. Capital even had a lead at some points.
Otterbein really took that momentum and brought it to their side. Capital's kind of losing it. You can see them. They're getting nervous. Tensions are high.
And Otterbein's confident that this one won't go any longer than 3 sets. They lead 7-3. Capital's going to need to work a little bit better and eliminate some of their own mistakes before they focus on the threats that Otterbein presents, like Hadley Starrett, Morgan Lowenkamp, and even Andrea Miller, who's had a couple kills here tonight off touches of her own. But just when Capital looks like they're about to get a point, Ashlyn Leon comes diving in. That libero, who's just, as you said, is a really scrappy player, and that's kind of why she plays that position, to get those digs in the middle of the court.
I mean, she has the jersey for a reason. She hits the floor. She reads it well. She knows where the ball's going to go, and she puts herself there.
Starrett with the serve from Otterbein. Capital with the counterattack the other way. Nice dig there from Otterbein, and what would have been a nice kill from Alana King-Mendenhall was an even better play from Capital's Morgan Tripp, the freshman from Florida.
Sometimes those miss hits and those overpasses, they do you well.
That one goes out of bounds.
Good call by Shuck, just dodging it.
Jessica Gavlak from Luther.
Because they do have such a young team and they're still trying to work out those kinks.
Parkhurst with a nice kill the other way. And Andrea Miller, all she could do was fall to the ground and just protect herself off that one.
Gotta protect the face.
And Capital gets a point back and gets service their way. This serve coming from Alexa Jeffers from Reynoldsburg Summit High School. Casey Parkhurst on that last kill from Capital. She's 5th in the conference in kills at 208. Jeffers with the serve from Capital. Played up from Starrett. Emily Shuck, who tried to kill it. Miller sets it up for Shuck again. That one nice dug out there by Jeffers. Back the other way. Leon plays it up. And a nice touch there from Otterbein. Capital returns it back, and that ball hit the net and is going to go Otterbein's way. Otterbein's just doing a really good job passing it back and forth, getting the ball to their setters, setting it up, and finishing it. And even when they don't finish it, Capital responds. Otterbein's just quickly back on their toes, setting up another attack.
They're a really strong defensive team this year.
And that's shown here tonight. Otterbein gets another point there. Otterbein with 38 digs as a team tonight to Capital's 22 digs.
It shows.
Set up there from Jeffers, played off. Miller set it up there for Lowenkamp. That one goes out of bounds. So Capital still hanging on here. Otterbein leads this third set, 11-6. Jalen Rios for Capital with the serve. Miller setting it up there for Emily Shuck. Rios who played it up. That one quickly over the net there from Jeffers. Miller sets it up again. That one over the net. Morgan Lowenkamp with another kill there. That's her 12th of the evening.
She finds that open spot just in front of the 10-foot line.
And Andrea Miller with her 33rd assist here tonight. Already with 11% on the evening. Set up there for Capital the other way. Leon plays it up. Miller sets it up for Lowenkamp again, and that one goes Otterbein's way.
Just off number 9, Kristen Jutt's hands.
Capital uses their second and maybe final timeout of the night here in the third set. Otterbein leads this 2-0 here, and looking to start their OAC schedule out 2-0. You're listening and watching TNC Media. Otterbein's volleyball team will be covered by TNC Media again on October 14th. The volleyball team takes on Heidelberg. Heidelberg, kind of like this Capital team, a lot of young girls sitting at middle of the road this year in 2017 at 8-8.
Which is unusual for Heidelberg. They usually are a dominant team. They'll start off this season with a good record, and this year might be a rebuilding year for them. They did graduate a lot of seniors. I do remember that.
Otterbein's next matchup is against Denison on Sunday. That one taking place up at their place in Granville. They'll get back into OAC play next week on Wednesday night up in Ada, Ohio. That one starts at 7 p.m.
That'll be an exciting match.
Ohio Northern's 15-3 in 2017, so it will be a really fun one for those who attend. Here's Capital the other way. Nice block there from Lowenkamp. Osborne, who tried to kill it. Miller sets it up for Hadley Starrett. That one finds the corner. Just an elegant touch, really. Just knows perfectly how to hit the ball and find the open space on the court. Otterbein with another point there.
Nice serve from Olivia Harris, causing them to overpass, and a nice block by Lowenkamp.
Lowenkamp puts that one away and gets Otterbein another point. Back to serve, Olivia Harris. That one went out of bounds. A little too much behind that one. Capital gets a point back, but Capital really needs to go on a run here if they want to keep this one going. Here's the serve from Casey Parkhurst. Miller sets it up for Starrett again. Another point for Otterbein. They're starting to run away with this one. And this one looking really similar to the one that took place on September 1st, a Friday night, really similar to a night like this. Otterbein won 3-0 against Capital. They lead 2-0 in a 16-7 lead here in the third set. Jeffers sets it up for Osborne. Otterbein the other way, and it was a diving effort there, but nothing doing. Dasha Brieko from Otterbein, who was in trying to get that dig. She's a freshman from Gahanna Lincoln High School. Couldn't dig that one out.
New to the lineup this game.
So Otterbein making a substitution here, coming in to the match. Taylor Belcher, the freshman from Highland High School. So Otterbein working in a couple freshmen, getting them some experience is really important.
Yeah, you'll see that when Otterbein gets this lead in a third set. They'll try to use those players who are usually on the bench, kind of cheering the team on, and they'll get them some playing time here.
Andrea Miller and Hadley Starrett are still in the game, and of course still scoring points for Otterbein. That one falls down, and Otterbein is an 18-8 lead here, and we're just moments away from ending this one. Otterbein in the third set won the first two. Lowenkamp would try to put that one away.
Beautiful block.
Hadley Starrett jumps up for the block and sends that one down.
I have a feeling they're going to make this one a quick game. They want to get out of here. And Capital's kind of losing their composure here.
Alana King-Mendenhall with the kill there from Otterbein. And a nice showing on hand from the students. A way to kick off this rivalry weekend against Capital. That one doesn't get over the
serve.
Just barely gets over the net. Nice block there from Alana King-Mendenhall, and she pumps her fist, and rightfully so. She's had quite the night here against the Crusaders.
She's a fun player to watch. Seeing her get all excited after making a big play really gets the team fired up.
Parkhurst tries to set it up there. Pushed over from Capital. Ashlyn Leone sets it up for Hadley Stewart and just barely gets over the net. Touch up there, doesn't go over.
Keep it on their side.
As mentioned before, you're listening to TNC Media. I'm Hayden Houshorn here with Carly Durko. Our next broadcast of Otterbein Volleyball will be on October 14th when the Cardinals take on Heidelberg. Another OAC matchup. That's a hard shot there from Capital and a point there. But this one looking like it's well out of reach. Otterbein already working in some younger girls here getting the experience. And a really fun volleyball atmosphere here at the Rike Center tonight. Good crowd on hand. Here's a play back there.
From sophomore Bethany Eipert.
She's from the Cincinnati area in Milford High School. And she makes an appearance here and gets a point in Otterbein's favor. Just two serves away from ending this one.
Topspin serve from Eipert and just goes out from Capital.
So Otterbein getting a point, and they are just one serve away from ending this one. Crowd on their feet here in the Rike Center. Capital trying to set this one up and get a point. That one might fall through. And that one well out of bounds. So Capital gets a point here, 24-10. Crowd still on their feet on the Otterbein side. And they gotta like what they see from the Cardinals here in 2017. Leone sets it up. That one was a diving effort there from Brieko. She couldn't get to it in time. And Capital gets another point, so they string together a couple back-to-back here. Crowd still on their feet here at the Rike Center. Leone plays it up. Miller to Lowenkamp, just touched it over. Capital back the other way. Set up there. Miller, that one goes out of bounds, just barely. Miller set it up there for Dasha Brieko, the freshman, and that would have been sweet to kill that one and end this one, but Capital gets 3 points in a row here. Here's Leone, who sets it up. Miller to King-Mendenhall, who kills this one. And more importantly, an Otterbein victory here in the Rike Center. And what a way to start off this Otterbein Capital rivalry weekend here. Otterbein gets a victory at home, 3-0. And Carly, what did you like out of the Cardinals there in that third set, really dominating that one.
I really liked Alana King Mendenhall just coming out, making that statement, not giving up, and making sure she really capitalized on that last game. You never want the opponent to think that you're like giving up, thinking it's too easy. Especially Capital, that rivalry, you want to make the statement in their head.
Hadley Sterrett led the way in kills with 15. Morgan Lonekamp not far behind with 14. Brett Bay had 9. And Alana King Mendenhall had a lot of blocks tonight, but she had 5 kills as well. Andrea Miller with 41 assists on the night. She came into this one leading the nation in assists per set at just over 11. And she really helped herself in that category tonight. Of course, this Otterbein team, not only about the individual play. Coach Monica Wright, who got her 200th victory on Tuesday night, gets her 201st. And Otterbein now extends their win streak to 3. Their next matchup will be against Denison on Sunday. They get back into OAC play next Wednesday night at Ohio Northern. Our next broadcast from TNC Media on Otterbein Volleyball will be October 14th when the Cardinals take on Heidelberg. I'm Hayden Heilshorn here with partner Carly Durko. Carly, any final thoughts?
Go Cards and beat Cap tomorrow.
Yeah, Otterbein takes on the Crusaders tomorrow in football. That one taking place at Bexley. And, of course, the soccer team will take on the Crusaders tomorrow night. That one will be under the lights there at Bernlohr Stadium down in Bexley. Thank you so much. I'm Hayden Heilshorn with Carly Durko, and we're signing off for the night.